Hey guys, it's Lexi. I hope you're all doing well. I am currently sitting in our camper van. Tom and I are on a trip down south for a little break this winter. Really looking forward to some warmth. We are currently in North Carolina at a park here. They've got some like mountain bike trails that Tom wanted to stop and check out quickly while we're on our way down south. And I figured I would bring, of course, because I'm crazy, I would bring some of my wax empties so I could film this video on the road. I ran out of time. Before we left, I really wanted to film this video so I didn't have to bring a bunch of trash with me on the road, but I just ran out of time. We, long story short, had a crazy amount of like van issues. So this van was in the shop for like a couple weeks. We ended up thinking that we were going to have to get a total engine repair, which would have just been like crazy expensive and like a huge pain, and ended up just being a smaller problem thanks to Tom actually figuring it out. Not even the mechanic, Tom figured it out. So thank you, Tom. And I'm very grateful that we are able to take this trip. It is, yeah, definitely much needed and really looking forward to it. So really grateful, and also so grateful for Tom's parents and my neighbors, our neighbors, for taking care of our house while we're away and taking care of our cats while we're away. So everybody's taking care of everything for us. We are so blessed and so grateful that we've got such a great community around us for people that would help us be able to take this trip. So I'm very grateful for that. So here I am in our van with, like I said, a bunch of wax empties. I've got a ton of clamshells. And then I do also have a small basket of wax samples that I brought. And I'll show those samples at the end of the video. Instead of bringing all of the wax that was a part of that melting basket for the Valentine's Day, like honeymooning basket, those things were just way too large, and this van is so small that I was like, you know what, this would be a perfect time to use up some samples. So I have that basket I'll share after, but let me start with some of these wax empties here. And you know what, I think I'll start with the clamshells just so I can kind of move these out of the way. I have 3 Goose Creek scents that I was able to finish up, and one I really love, so I'll start with the love first. This is called Dutch Stroopwafel. I don't have any scent notes for any of these Goose Creek ones. I don't believe that they put them on the back. No. So this scent here, Stroopwafels are like, I don't think they're really as popular around here. They're Dutch, obviously, but I think they're popular other places, maybe more. I've had them before and I really enjoy them. They're just like these little wafer cookies, and then there's like caramel kind of like sandwich between them. And I think a lot of the time people put them on top of like teas or coffee, and it kind of like heats the caramel, and then it's just like this delicious like gooey cookie treat. So that's kind of exactly what this smelled like. Definitely similar to like the waffle cone fragrance oil that a lot of vendors carry. So I really, really enjoyed this. And this was a very strong performer. I ended up splitting this between all of the 4 warmers in my living room, and it did incredible. Like, this was so strong, very long lasting. The scent appeal for me was like a favorite, like loved this. Definitely will hopefully see if I can catch the Goose Creek on their like wax melt sales. They don't have them a lot, but when they do, I try to get a few. I do like the Goose Creek wax melts. And now specifically, this one is something that I'll definitely want to get more of. So Dutch Stroopwafel, huge win. That was honestly like a favorite out of this entire Empties video probably. Really, really liked it. This other one from Goose Creek is called Waffles and Ice Cream. Not a favorite. You would think it would be similar to that one, but the caramel and like the cookie aspect of the waffle, like Stroopwafel, made it much more sweet bakery. And then this one kind of reminded me of like almost like a zucchini bread vendor wax note, or just overly bready and not in a good way. I can enjoy some kind of bread notes, but when I feel like I can smell like yeast or like crust, sometimes I'm not about it. This didn't smell like pumpkin pecan waffles at all to me. It just smelled like like almost like a zucchini bread, a yeasty zucchini bread. So I didn't dislike it enough to like pull it out. I let it kind of do its thing, but this one wasn't nearly as strong as the other one, which is also probably why I felt like I could leave it in longer. It was okay. I would not repurchase it. I didn't hate it though. So that was waffles and ice cream. And then finally, this is espresso cake pops from Goose Creek. This one was definitely very strong. Probably not actually even as strong as the Dutch stroopwafel. This is probably right between both of those. But it wasn't, like the scent appeal wasn't my favorite. Chocolate and wax is very difficult to perfect, I think. I think it can be either too artificial leaning, almost like if you had like a chapstick, like a chocolate cover, like chocolate flavored chapstick kind of a scent. Sometimes I get that. I did get that a little bit from this. And then also it's like, I don't know. It's just a little too artificial leaning. And I could smell the coffee, which helped the chocolate, but I wanted this to be like a mocha. It didn't say mocha on it, so I guess I shouldn't have thought it would be like a mocha, but I wanted this to be like a mocha cake pop kind of a scent, and it wasn't that. It was definitely more artificial leaning, so not a favorite. Also would not repurchase that one. I have one clamshell that I emptied here from Scentsy. This is in the scent Pomegranate Prosecco, and I remember last time I melted this, I think it was stronger. So this is making me feel like maybe I should try to be more conscious of using my Scentsy wax more. I tend to always just kind of like put my Scentsy aside and focus on vendor wax because I feel like shelf life of vendor wax is like lower than Scentsy or like Goose Creek or Walmart wax. I feel like those tend to last a little bit longer. But this one, I feel like last time I melted it, I remembered this being a lot stronger. And then this time when I melted it between two warmers, hot plate warmers in my kitchen, was not as strong. It was there. It was definitely strong, like enough where I could like smell it and it was apparent, but it wasn't as strong as the previous time. So making me kind of just be like, okay, let me think more about this Scentsy collection that is just getting out of control. I got to get that back up in control, under control. This scent was okay. It was just really, really fruity, really, really like bright, like almost like a citrusy berry. I mean, pomegranate's a berry, right? Is it a berry? I don't even know what pomegranate. I think it's a berry. But it's like I feel like there was like the champagne or the Prosecco almost kind of gave like a citrusy kind of note, like a fizzy, bubbly, citrusy berry kind of a scent. It was fine. Those aren't typically scents that I'm like I don't gravitate towards a bunch, so it wouldn't be a repurchase, but it was all right. It was good. And let's see, I've got two more that are not vendors. So let me talk about these two clamshells, both from Walmart. The first one is a very little mini like mainstays. These are like the 98-cent ones. They might have went up in price now, but when I got it, they were like 98 cents. They're tiny. So I ended up using 3 cubes and 3 cubes in my bathroom warmers on separate days, if I can talk. This scent is Cashmere Mahogany, and it does have notes. It says wood, amber, and vanilla. This smells like what you would expect. It's definitely like a woodsy, like mahogany, kind of like if you're familiar with like mahogany teak wood from Bath and Body Works. It's kind of like the darker wood of that, so not so much the bright like teak woody, like bright wood. It's more of like the heavier mahogany. I don't know. And then mixed with like a sweet kind of like cashmere, like a laundry scent. So it's like a woodsy laundry type scent. It was okay. Overall, this was not a very strong performer, even in a bathroom, which was surprising because typically anything performs good in my very, very small bathroom at home. This was light to medium, maybe in mediums. I feel like even pushing it. So I wouldn't get this one again. I really did enjoy the scent, but it wasn't strong enough for me to be like, I would want to repurchase it. So that was Cashmere Mahogany from Mainstays. And also from Walmart, this is Sensationals Egyptian Cotton. It says a delicate blend of light floral and white musk. I am actually very, very sad to see this go. I don't think they make this. They have another scent that's called like Cuddle Up, and it's kind of similar to this, but it's not exactly the same. And this scent to me is a standout. This was, I think I put this in my favorites melting basket last year, the year before, and I've been holding on to it because I didn't want to use it up, but I finally was just like, you know what? If you don't use these things, you will lose out on the smell and you won't be able to enjoy it for what it is. So I just threw it in my melting basket. I was really sad when I did finally melt it all. And when I let this go in my warmers as absolutely long as I could. Like I said, you're going in my warmers. I'm not taking you out until I absolutely cannot smell you anymore, because that is how much I love the scent. It's like kind of similar to Egyptian, I think it's called Egyptian musk, which is I believe a single fragrance oil. I know that Smell Good Shop carries that. I have that, and I think I also stuck it in this melting basket. I kind of did a side-by-side sniff of this one and that, and they are similar. They're not exactly the same. They're slight difference, you know, a very slight difference between them, but overall it's very similar. So that makes me feel a little bit better. But man, if I couldn't find something similar to this, I would be actually devastated. It's just sweet and it's floral. It's definitely floral, but it's like a really sweet, soft, not overly powdery, but like a slightly powdery floral. It's so beautiful. I love this scent. So that is Egyptian cotton. Love it. Well, definitely if I ever see this in any Walmart, I will grab more. I love it, love it, love it. So that one's really good. And then I've got all vendor wax here. So I've got a lot of bags and one clamshell from the Bathing Garden. This is Red Castle Breakfast. This is really good. This is what I want like a waffle scent to smell like, which the waffle scent from Goose Creek didn't really do for me. This to me does smell like waffles. It smells like more realistic, not overly bready or yeasty or crusty. It's just really good. And then there's like a berry note to this, like almost like a strawberry raspberry note. And this is really, really good. So definitely will keep my eye out for this if this comes back. I think it must have been the Alice in Wonderland collection. So I'll definitely grab some more of this. Really, really enjoyed it. Probably just one more clamshell. I probably wouldn't do a jumbo, because I'm just trying to be more careful about letting my collection grow, but I definitely would want to melt this again in the future. So that is Red Castle Breakfast. Sorry guys, had to pause a minute because Tom came back. So back to it, I've got a bunch of bags here. Let me start with, I guess I'll do this one first. This is Dessa's Homespun Scents in the scent Main Street Waffles. This is a house blend and the notes are mouse-shaped waffles, melted butter, and thick maple syrup. There were like 4 little like cake shaped things, like little, you know, the little, I don't know what they're called, the 4-packs from Dessa's. And this for me wasn't very strong. I really didn't get much out of this at all. And they were all in a mixture of like hot plates and ball warmers and things like that in my living room. Typically, I've had a decent performance from my Dessa's in my living room, but for some reason this particular scent wasn't a very strong performer in there. It was kind of similar to like the waffles and ice cream scent that was like there, but like not overwhelming. And I preferred the way that this smelled. Like when I could smell this, I preferred it over the other waffle scent from Goose Creek. So I wanted more of this, but I just didn't get it. So for that reason, this probably wouldn't be repurchased, just because of the performance wasn't quite there, but the scent appeal was. So that's Main Street Waffles from Dessa's. I have 2 here from that Smell Good shop. They are both like a Pure Seduction Victoria's Secret type base. The first one is that on its own. And Pure Seduction is melons, plums, and freesia. If you guys haven't smelled Pure Seduction, it's a scent that was like really popular in the like early 2000s. I wore this. Ooh, that aged me. I wore this scent a lot back in high school. It was like, I guess not early 2000s. Well, mid 2000s, right? 2000. Yeah, no, I guess that's right. Yeah, probably like early to mid 2000s. I wore this on a lot in high school. So it's Kind of like if you're familiar with like Love Spell from Victoria's Secret, it's kind of like that. So it was out and about the same time that Love Spell was popular. I enjoyed Love Spell. This is kind of the same idea, but more plummy, where Love Spell is, what is Love Spell? Is Love Spell plum too? I don't know. Anyway, they're both kind of similar. I really enjoyed the scent. This did fine. This was so old. Definitely lighter than this one, which is another Pure Seduction, but this one's called Pear Seduction. So this was a custom blend that I took with this base and added Pear Noel and Granny Smith apples. So this one was like a even fruitier version of this. Both of these performed good. This was a little bit newer than this. This was definitely, gosh, I must have bought this in 2019. This bag might be from 2019. So it's been a minute. But this scent here did perform much better than this one. But overall, they both performed very well, especially for the age. My that Smell Good Shop wax, always, I feel like the shelf life, it just is always good. Like, it really holds up. Performance is always good in my house. I really have enjoyed that Smell Good Shop for such a long time now. Their wax is great. And yeah, no complaints about either of these. It's just kind of like a Love Spell-y kind of like perfume, but like with extra fruit in it kind of a scent. So really, really good. Liked those a lot. I have, let me talk about this one. Didn't love this one. This is Destination Wax Jelly Cronut. This is flaky, buttery croissant donut filled with blackberry, raspberry, and strawberry jelly. This was from 2022. The scent appeal was not there for me. I thought it was okay on like hold. It was fine, but it wasn't something that I was like super excited to melt. But then I put it in the warmers and it kind of translated the same from cold to warm. It didn't really evolve or change or become better. It just kind of was the scent that I smelled in the bag. Sometimes scents really change and like become something different. This one didn't really do this. It kind of stayed the same. Didn't love it. It kind of smelled like a cold bakery scent. Like, it smelled like a donut that had been not like super freshly made and like warm, which is like what I wanted for this. It just kind of smelled like a donut that was like just like in a case and you could just get it out. So it was like missing that like warmth. I don't really know how you would make the warmth. It was fine, but it wasn't a favorite. And I really do enjoy a lot of other Destination Wax scents, but this one in particular just wasn't a favorite of mine. But that's just the scent appeal. Other people might have that and like love that. That might be a favorite of other people, but just personally it wasn't for me. But it was a fine performer. That was like probably a medium. It was like a medium, but it didn't last that long. So I don't know. It was fine. I wouldn't repurchase that one. One that was very strong. Whew, for a sample, man, oh man, this was so strong. This is Always on My Mind from K Scented Melts, and it's notes of black, opium, rosebud, ylang, jasmine, and almond. I don't know if this is like a perfume base with other things added, or if it's just a black opium must be like a cologne or perfume or something, right? But holy cannoli, this actually reminded me in like a really nice way of my grandma. Kind of smelled like she had like this powder puff. I feel like I've talked about this on my channel before. Every time I smell rose scented things in wax, especially if it's like a pure rose scent, but it's like a powdery rose scent, it reminds me of my grandma who had this like a container. It was like a powder puff in like powder and you would like puff it, I don't know, on your face or on your body. It was like a perfume thing, I think. I don't think it was for your face. I don't really know what it's for. But she had like this powder puff thing and it smelled like roses. It just smells like roses. Every time I would clean for her, I would dust it and I would smell it when it was, I don't know. So this reminds me of my grandma. It's a very, very pretty scent. It's not something that I would want to reach out and purchase more of, but I did enjoy it, and I enjoyed it mostly for that scent memory that it gave me, which is what a lot of us enjoy so much about wax. So it was nice, very interesting. It wasn't overly powdery rose. I don't want you to think it's like overly. It definitely was apparent that there was rose in it, but you could tell that there was other things that were giving it more depth. I enjoyed it, probably, like I said, not enough to repurchase. That was always on my mind from K-Scented Melts. I've got, oh my gosh, this is like the most random melting basket ever, you guys. It's so funny. Some of these scents I just feel like were things that I normally wouldn't reach for, and now I'm just like, I don't know, I'm happy. This is a really good melting basket for me. I feel like it's helping me like move through some older things and some things that I maybe necessarily wouldn't have gravitated towards without having this kind of theme to work off of. So it's nice for that reason. That's why I like melting baskets. They help me get things going and pull things that I might not. This scent here is Birdie's Making Scents Choose Happiness, and it's fresh squeezed oranges, tangerine passion, and key lime pie. This was, oh my goodness, such a bright, summery, fruity scent. And melting this time of year was so weird. Like it was strange because I felt like it was like out of season for me, but it was like a really pleasant surprise. I actually really enjoyed this. It was really good. I don't know, would I get this again? I don't know. I did really like it. Yeah, I really liked it. It was a good, I feel like I think I'm coming around to lime scents more. I used to smell, if there was a lime scent that smelled too zesty or too like almost like the rind of the lime, like the zest, then I typically wouldn't like it. And I feel like my nose is starting to change, and I'm starting to appreciate those scents a little bit more. And this kind of did have that. And there was a lot of citrus going on, orange, tangerine, lime. So all citrus. It was very bright, very citrusy, and I felt like it worked really well together. I like this. Possibly would repurchase the scent. And also the shape was like pretty funny. If you saw the melting basket for the shape, it was funny. It made me laugh when I was chopping it up. So yeah, I like that one. That was good. And also very good performer. That was medium strong in my split between my two warmers in my kitchen hot plate. So that was good. This one here is very, very old. This is from, oh, I guess not that old. It's 2021, so it's not as old as I thought. This is, which I wonder if, no, that's got to be right. That can't be right. 2021? I got this after COVID? I guess I didn't realize Midnight Daydream was still going when COVID. I don't know. Anyway, I'm in my own head right now, but it says 2021 is when I got this. So this is Leslie Knope from Midnight Daydream Wax Company. Harrison is no longer in business anymore. I do have a like Two Cook Wicks Instagram page. I don't go on it ever. I just don't. I used to share that mostly for candles with my friend Cody, who we're actually going to visit when we're going down to Savannah, which is exciting. But I don't use that Instagram page. I've got so many. I have my own personal Instagram page. I have a business page for our wedding-based photography. And then I also have an Instagram page for our elopement-based photography. So I have to manage too many social media accounts. And so I just don't ever go on that one. So honestly, I should probably just shut down the page. But now I'm rambling today. So let me talk about the scent. Leslie Knope is Belgian waffles, ice cream scoop bread, and I gotta be honest, can't believe it was still such a good performer. I put this in my Yankee Candle centerpiece warmer and a bulb warmer in my like office bedroom type thing, not like a guest room. This did so good. I was like, I walked in, I was like, what did I put in here? Because I totally forgot, and I was like, there's no way it's that. I honestly did not expect anything from this. I was like, it's getting old. I put it in like just the whole thing. I just put the whole thing in my Yankee Candle centerpiece warmers. I love those Yankee Candle centerpiece warmer cups. I actually keep them, I save them and I keep them in rotation. So I have a hot plate or a hot pad or a, what do you call it, coaster. I have a coaster next to that. So I'll take out the hot wax. I don't even turn the warmer off. It does have a timer on it, but I'll keep the warmer on as much as I can. And I'll take the hot wax out and I sit it on the hot pad or the coaster. So I let it cool there and I fill up a different fresh coaster with a new one. Once that wax is cooled, I'll throw it in the freezer. And the wax literally just pops out. It just pops out. If you leave it in the freezer for like 10 minutes, the wax literally, you flip it upside down, tap the bottom, and the wax just pops out. Sometimes you don't even need to tap the bottom. The wax just pops out. Because when wax freezes, it compresses, and then it gives you the space to just pop it out. I do that with my Bath & Body Works candles too. And I hot pour all of my wax. So I did a video on this a while ago. I don't know. I'm rambling, but I hot pour all my wax, and then I hot pour it into a Bath & Body Works empty jar, and then I stick that jar, once it's filled, stick that jar in my freezer, and then I tip it upside down, and then I can throw out the wax. So that's what I do, but I ended up putting pretty much this whole souffle cup in that centerpiece warmer, and it was so good in there. It was so strong, and it was so pretty, and it honestly just made me really sad that Harrison, the owner of this, isn't doing wax anymore, because I really did enjoy his wax. He did have really, for me, it always performed really well in my home. And I felt like the base of his wax, like sometimes different vendors have different bases, like their wax as is without adding fragrance oil sometimes has a certain scent on its own. And I felt like his did not overwhelm, not in a bad way. His did have a specific like base scent on its own. I think Dessa's kind of has a little bit of a base scent on its own. I think Teddy Bees kind of has a little bit of a base scent. Like, for example, like when you smell like a Teddy Bees wax scent, if you are blindfolded versus like a Rose Girls wax scent or a Dessa's wax scent, I feel like you can kind of tell them apart. Even if they were all like the same exact fragrance oils and blended the same way and everything, I feel like you kind of can tell them apart just because of the base of the wax. So I think Harrison's had a base that I really liked, and it like agreed with my nose. So I don't know. I'm really sad his wax is gone. It always performed really good for me, and I have zero complaints. So sad that it's gone, but really enjoyed that. That was really good. That was Leslie Nope. Let me talk about another breakfast scent here. I have two from Empire Alchemy. Man, I'm so bummed out about this. This is Empire Alchemy Raspberry Jam Waffle Pancakes. I got just the most subtle raspberry scent from this. It was a really good raspberry, like on cold. It smells, the raspberry doesn't have a floral note in it to me. It's a very jammy, realistic, yummy raspberry, like a sugary jam raspberry scent. I put it in the warmers. I didn't really get too much out of it. Like a subtle sweetness in the air, and I knew what it was, so I was like, I guess I kind of can tell that it's like a raspberry sweetness, but overall, this was not a good performer, so I'm really sad about this, but like sometimes that's just how it goes. So that is Raspberry Jam Waffle Pancakes from Empire Alchemy. And then in the opposite side, this is a scent from Empire Alchemy that I've fallen in love with a couple of years ago, last year maybe. Have repurchased this. I have a backup bag of this size in this scent, and I also just purchased, this was around, I only picked up like 3 cents, so I didn't haul that video or share that video, but I did pick up more of this scent when it was offered again because it's such a favorite. It's Magic Carpet Rides, Night Blooming Jasmine, Satiny Carpet, Warm Breezes Over Sand. So I believe that this is like the Yankee Candle Sun and Sand dupe, I believe, maybe with jasmine added into it. This is so good. And I have also found that what else was the thing that I melted that had her warm sand? Oh, I have the something Barber. It was in this melting basket. I didn't bring that one because it's not fully emptied all the way. But it's like barbershop. It's like a barbershop oil mixed with her warm sand, I think, which I think is like the Sun and Sand Yankee Candle dupe. That one also is very, very yummy. I think anything that she blends with like warm sand, I really like. I overall have struggled with some of my Empire Alchemy as far as performance, but when I find a good one, like this Magic Carpet Ride, for example, it is very, very good. Like, to me, I really enjoy this. I wish other vendors carried that warm sand or sun and sand fragrance oil so I could see if that is what it is. Maybe Kay's has. I haven't checked because they have a lot of single fragrance oils. And also, I'm in a rambling mood today. But also, Kay's, I did recently do a haul from Kay's. I filmed the whole video. I went to upload it. And somewhere during the process, I lost half of the footage. I don't know. So I don't know why that's been happening to me more frequently lately. So I'm going to have to haul that video when I get back. And all the samples from it are actually now in my melting basket, the little sample melting basket that I brought. So the video is going to be kind of disjointed, but I'm going to try to get that one up for you guys. But let me get back to this. Warm Breezes Over Sand, Magic Carpet Ride, Sun, Jasmine. This, you can definitely smell the jasmine in this. It literally smells like a beachy jasmine florally scent. It's the best scent. This is a huge favorite scent of mine. If you guys get a chance to try Magic Carpet Rides from Empire Alchemy, do it and then let me know how much you love it. I hope you love it because I love it. So good. 2 from Rose Girls. I have, okay, let me talk about this one. This is White Chocolate Raspberry Truffle Donuts. I think this is the same scent that's Holiday Truffle from Knowles Farm Scents. I believe it's the same. I think it's a single fragrance oil. I believe. Now I'm going to have to go back and smell that one. I guess I won't have this one to smell side by side because I'm going to trash this, but I think they're the same scent because the fragrance oils sound the same. White Chocolate Raspberry Truffles Donut. Maybe this just has an addition of donuts in it. I wasn't mad at the scent. It definitely was like a white chocolate, like creamy white chocolate scent, and you definitely could smell the raspberry. To me, the raspberry in this didn't really lean floral. I think this is a single fragrance oil, like a raspberry white chocolate single fragrance oil. So it wasn't like that overly floral raspberry scent that sometimes I think some vendors have carried. I didn't dislike this. It was definitely very strong, very good performance for the strength, and the longevity was fine. Tom hated this. He was like, "Oh my God, please pull it on my warmer. Please pull that out of the warmers." And he's never asked me ever to pull something out now. He was like, "You got it." He was like, "It's making me sick." So this made Tom nauseous. So I wouldn't get this again. And now that I know that, I'm going to have to be cautious when I melt that Holiday Truffle scent from Knowles Farm Scents because I think this is the same scent. It smelled familiar to me, and I think it's this. So I'm going to have to not melt that when Tom's around. So I didn't hate it. I let it go I finished the bag when he was not home one day, and it was fine, but he was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm going to barf." I was like, "Okay, it's gone." But that shows you that every nose is so different. It's so different, even mine and Tom, and I feel like we have kind of similar taste and scent. So last bag here is another Rose Girl scent. This is Cinnamon Roll Cupcakes with a vanilla frosting. This was old. I definitely melted some of this in a prior melting basket, but didn't finish the bag. And for this being a bakery Rose Girl scent, sometimes the shelf life of bakery Rose Girls isn't that great, but I think the cinnamon helped this maybe hold. I'm not really sure, but this held up. Man, this was good. If anything, I felt like this was just stronger than I remember. Maybe it was stronger than I expected, I guess. So I was really happy with that, and I actually really enjoyed this. Sometimes I try not to melt cinnamon things, or I think I get in my head and I think I don't like cinnamon scents warming, but I actually think I do. And maybe my nose has just changed more, but I really, really like this. This actually smelled like a delicious, cinnamon, warm. This smelled warm to me. This was what that other scent was kind of lacking, that warmth to it. This smelled like a warm, freshly, baked cinnamon roll. So I liked it. And also that vanilla frosting, I could smell the vanilla frosting. It was good. So really like that. Definitely would repurchase that scent. Very, very happy with it. And now I will just really quickly share what's going on in our van. I'll give you guys like a mini tour. If you want, I could do a full tour. Leave in a comment if you want the full tour. I could do like tell you all the things that Tom did. Originally this van that we're in, before I show you, this van was a contract, like a roofer contractor, like roofing job, like had a bunch of like shingles and roofing supplies in it. It was just a bare, empty, working van. And we got it from a dealership in New Jersey. And Tom, me and him like sat down. I helped with the design and like the decor, I guess, or whatever, like the styling and everything. But Tom really built this up. I mean, I painted shelves and stuff, painted things, but Tom pretty much did everything on his own with the help of one of our friends. My parents helped for some things, but yeah, this van, I've mentioned we do like the elopement photography and wedding photography. We take this up north for our elopement jobs and spend the night up in the mountains in this van. And now we have this incredible ability to take this trip down south. So we don't have to stay in hotels or anything along the way. And this van has just been like such an amazing thing to have. So I do want to share it because I'm really proud of Tom. He really, and he would never like show things on his own. I was like, you should do a video. He won't do it on his own. So I'll share it because I'm proud of him. So I'm going to flip the screen, share my like sample melting basket that I brought. I will, once I return home in a couple weeks, I'll do my melting basket that I filmed, which was the honeymoon one. I'll continue to work on that and share the rest of the empties. I think I've got probably like 20 bags left. So I'll get back to doing that. But this is my little break where I'm going to do my melting baskets, my minis. So I'll also share the warmer that I brought. So let me flip the screen quick. Okay, so I am back. I am just holding you guys with my hand, so I hope I am steady enough and I don't make anybody sick. This is my wax box that I brought. I put this Scentsy Taupe Mod warmer, I think is what it's called. It's currently melting some wax from Scoopable Tart Wax. It's a strawberry scent. I think it's called Strawberry Crush. I'll share that in a second. This is what I have going right now. We've got it plugged in over there, and I think it's 6 watts. Let's see. It's plastic. I think the bottom says 6 watts. It's really hard to read because I have hot wax in there, but it's that warmer. That's what I've got going on. I got it in a Scentsy whiff box. I never filmed that whiff box, but overall this has been like the perfect warmer for the van because it's plastic. I unplug it. It stores away really easily in this box here. And yeah, there have been no issues with that warmer so far, and it's perfect for our little van. So let me share all of my like samples here in this warmer, or in this box. So this is how it looks inside here. I brought a bunch of cotton balls. This is the scent that I currently have going. Like I said, it's Strawberry Crush from Scoopable Wax Melts. It's sweet strawberries crushed and blended with sugar. I used half of this so far, and so far I'm really liking it. I'll share all the other scents that I brought today or with me on this trip for the next few weeks. This is Gusting Wind from, what is it? From the Pharmacist's Daughter. So yeah, so this is the Pharmacist's Daughter sample. I have 2 other actual Pharmacist's Daughter scents here. So let me pull these out. These are not samples. These I purchased it was like the Halloween release. And I just wanted to bring these because I found that sometimes thinner shapes or like snap bars or things that are like thinner tend to not have the best shelf life. So I figured I would bring these. I have Black Cat's Prowl, and this is Nature Walk and Mac Apple. There are just a couple like small waffle shapes. And I also brought this like little jack-o'-lantern pack in Owl Screech, and this is Buttermint, Silver Birch, and Vetiver, Wood Sage, and Sea Salt. So that'll be nice for, I guess, this time of year, even though we are going down south in the sun. I've also got 2 scents here from Teddy Bees. I have Patisserie in New York City, and I have Sweet Whiskey and You. 4 samples here from all from Empire Alchemy. Like I just said, I did haul some, but not a very big haul, so I'm not going to share it. Just, I think I got like 3 cents. So this one is a sample I was sent in Berry Festival. I have another sample in Tea and a Good Book. This sample will be perfect for our trip. It's Sun-Kissed. And finally, this one is like a pretzel blend in All Twisted. I've got a ton also, like I mentioned, here from K's. We've got Strawberry White Cake and some cute little balloon shapes. This one is Library from K's. This is Midnight Waters, which I think is a Bath & Body Works dupe. We have Pistachio Pudding Cake. I love these little green teddy bears. This one also smells really good. This is another teddy bear pack in Fall Bounty. It's pumpkin, pecan waffle, zucchini bread, and peanut brittle. And then finally from K's, we have Apple Butter Frosting, which is the Scentsy dupe. This is Baked Apple Cinnamon and Vanilla Buttercream. This is a little breakaway bar sample in Hannah's Baby from Birdie's Making Sense. It's Strawberry White Cake and Zucchini Bread. That's a really popular scent. I'm excited to try. This is Lemon Blueberry Glazed, oops, my camera's out of focus. Lemon Blueberry Glazed Cake Pops from Rose Girls. I don't know why that was such a tongue twister. Another Rose Girls in Jelly Donuts. Another Rose Girls in Alexa Do the Laundry, which is sea salt, fluffy towels, jasmine, rose, and H2O. And then finally from Rose Girls, I have Spearmint and Did Someone Say Frosting. So those are all of the samples that I have here. And I'm just going to back you guys up and share the whole van. So let me throw all this stuff back in here so it's not quite a mess. That is the one thing about staying in a van is, luckily we're not living in a van, but staying in a van can really, things can get messy super fast, super fast. So let me back up into where we sit to drive. So this is the entire van, or the entire back of the van, I guess. So we do have a built-in bed. It does not change into a table or anything like that. It is something that we wanted to do just so we could fit Tom's bikes underneath and have extra storage underneath in the like garage part of the van. And then there is 2 seats here. So we've got this little seat. This is where Tom sits. It's slightly higher, and this also is our compost toilet. So this is where we've got our compost toilet set up. And then next to the compost toilet, we have our sink, and we have our towel that's hanging up, and, you know, just a normal sink. We've got, in here, gray water storage, and some toilet paper, and some other, like, hoses and necessities down there. We've got a really cool sink that we put on a swivel, so we can actually, if we need to, shower outside. Do a little outdoor shower, which we have used before and really works out well. One of us will just kind of hold the hose and the other one will shower, which is great. Up here we have some curtains that we have hanging so we can kind of have some privacy, which is great. And we also have some windows that Tom built in, and we have these that just pop in. The windows, they fit in perfectly. I can't really show you with one hand, but we'll pop those in if we want some privacy on both of our windows. This is the kitchen setup. So let me back up into our bathroom. And this is our kitchen setup. So we've got storage up ahead, up top, and the storage is actually perfect. It is fully loaded because we just left for our trip. So it's got everything we need. We've got our silverware, bowls, plates, extra like storage stuff, like Tupperware if we need to use it. This is our like vitamin drawer and like medicine cabinet area. We've got like all of our, I don't know, snack food and pastas and whatnot. And then all of our like breakfast food and like nuts and other things. So that's really helpful. And we've also got down here, let's see, hard to do this with one hand. We've got some more like storage, I guess. Our toothbrushes and toothpaste, our silverware, cast iron skillet, which we love. This can actually fit down in there as well. I just have it up there because I made tea on our stove. And that's that drawer. And then down here, we've got this little Dometic fridge. And it is really, really amazing. This fridge is like a game changer for us. So we have a little part that you can actually put in to make it like become a freezer up top, but we have that actually out right now. We don't need the freezer space. We have just all of our fridge stuff in here. I've got some pasta salad that we had last night for dinner, which was great, and a little drawer or stuff for drinks and whatever canned goods over there. Under here, we've got some more storage and this thing that slides out. We have our coffee maker, our rice cooker, some sugar for Tom's cycling. This is my little cushion chair. This is where I sit and eat and do stuff. And then in between it, you can kind of see, but we've got this pull-out table. So when Tom sits there for dinner, I sit over there and we can eat here. And we usually put up like our little phone and watch like a TV show here, which is great. So Tom also made this little lock so it doesn't move. Well, it's not in all the way, but he has this little lock so the table doesn't move, which is great. If you're eating, you definitely don't want the table to slide in and have your plate go on the floor. So that's great. We have some extra storage underneath the bed, and the bed is light enough that we can just lift it very easily, but very, very comfortable. This bed is debatably, I would say probably just as comfortable as our purple mattress that we have at home, which is amazing. So love this bed. And it's also, Tom is 6'1" or 6'2", and he fully fits on this bed. So he can stretch all the way out and be very comfortable. We've got some lights and a fan up there, and our lights kind of are on a dimmer so they can get brighter or get dimmer, which is great. And they run along the length of the van. This fan is amazing for cooling down the whole van. We'll just open up either of our windows or both of our windows and they just slide right open. And it's actually amazing for cooling down the van quickly. Tom also thought ahead and built in a heater. So that is in the garage portion, but this is where the heat comes out to heat the van. I'll have to have him, if you guys are interested, I'll have him do more details on all this stuff, but this is how you control the heat. This is the light switch. This is to turn on and off the water pump. This is to turn on and off like the electric stuff, the battery, and then yeah, so that's I guess pretty much it. When designing this van, I was like, we originally thought maybe having two separate things, like having the sink over here and having sink, stove, fridge, all the stuff over here, and then having two long benches so we'd be sitting side by side. But I kind of reworked it so we could still like move up and down here, which is great for if we're driving and have to grab something fast like a snack. But also we have like this table set up so we can eat, have our bed. There's storage above the bed, which is just very simple, kind of same as the other storage. Tom very lovingly lets me have two cubes and he has just one. So shout out to Tom for being the sweetest. And this fits everything I need. So I've got all of my clothes, towels that, we share, my backpack, my makeup. I even have room for like my tarot cards and my coloring books and stuff like that, which is great. And I guess that's kind of it. I could show you guys the back if you're interested. But yeah, it's just not super interesting. I guess I'll share it. I'll share the back. Let me pause you guys and run up there. So this is the back of the van. Tom has he calls it his garage. So he's got all of his tool stuff for working on his bikes. He's got his cycling shoes. Well, those are Crocs and cycling shoes. Then all of the important stuff for, running the van, the batteries and pumps and whatnot and heaters and all that stuff. Then we've got extra storage, extra water, We've got, yeah, all that good stuff there. And our yoga mat, we've got Tom's bike. And then this is the actual water storage. So this is where the water is stored, this giant, you can't really tell, I guess, but that's where the water is stored right there. Yeah, and then he's got another place to mount his bike, so he can hook this up and extend like this bar out that lets him work on the bike and push it out so he can work on his bike out here, which is pretty cool. And that is it. That is our entire van. So I hope this little tour did a good enough job. I think I covered most everything, which is pretty cool. So yeah, there's a lot of like little tiny like things that are great that Tom did. He built like this little table or little, I don't know, pocket thing. So when I go to bed at night, I can put my phone in here and put my glasses in here. So he did that for me, which is thoughtful for my side of the bed. And then he even did lights underneath, like these little LED lights. He built like this little switch for the garage, which is amazing and handy. And he did one underneath the kitchen area for that, which is great. So yeah, a lot of cool stuff. And yeah, I hope you guys like this super random Empties video, melting basket video, and a van tour video. So I hope you're all doing good, and I will talk to you all soon. Bye guys.